Hello and welcome to this edition of Comparative Reasoning. Today I'm conducting an interview with a Trump supporter, clearly Republican, by the name of Nick Infante. Normally you see these discussions and it's, conquering thought, but I thought I would do something different and interview a Republican, one that is having trouble in some areas on Discord, but I'm going to hyper focus on other things because honestly, this is actually very interesting and important to me. So, I guess my first question is for you, Nick, is what state do you reside in? I don't need to know county and stuff. So you're in New
New
York. You're way
York.
up there. All right. All right.
Yep.
So basically, you're in Trump land, basically. Okay,
Yeah.
so my question is, when did you acknowledge or notice that you became a Republican? Because everyone starts off neutral and they got to find their way. So, what was the thing that made you a Republican? That you thought this was the best, I guess, party to choose?
Well, I started paying attention to the independent news people, because people need to know the truth in this world about the Democrats.
Okay, well, the truth about the Democrats. What is the truth about the Democrats?
They're a party of lies, crooks, and rapists, pedophiles, and sex offenders.
Okay, that's a lot. So my question, what is the evidence of all of that?
Do I need to spell out to you? Let's look back at the Clintons, Let's look back to how many women Bill Clinton raped, and how many
I
he
have.
sexually assaulted, and how much money they stole from
Oh, I'm.
Haiti.
Oh, they. Well, I know Bill has done some things. I can't say he's done a heck of a lot of that. Um. Now, question. And now I'm not denying any of that. I don't do the tribe thing. I don't. My thing is, we know that Bill Clinton he's got some allegations of molestation and rape, and there are allegations and speculations that Hillary was in on maybe some of it, and those are things.
Of course, they're
I
murderers.
don't know who they've murdered, but well,
Suffrage.
actually, um, I have to get to a different level, a different playing area to really go into that one on my side. Um, I want to know something. When it comes to the charges of rape and things like that, and the Clintons are very egregious in what they've done. They've obviously done some very bad things. What about all the allegations about Donald Trump?
They're all fake. They're all full of
Now,
bullshit. It's all a load of bullshit. You know it.
well, you can't
And I
exactly
know
tell
it.
me what I know, but I can't understand how they would be fake. Where do you get that from?
It's all slander. It's all slander, man. You know?
I don't understand how that is slander, but the Clintons is true. Don't you think that's a double standard?
I don't really think so.
So, who taught you about politics? Where did you get your information from growing up? Because you seem very one sided. I mean, you're very positive on your allegations and your beliefs. Where did you get your information growing up?
Growing up, I got it from my grandfather, who, God bless him, in his 80s now, has been through a lot. He's seen World War II. He's seen the assassination of John F. Kennedy. He's even seen Vietnam happen. Same for my uncle Billy. He's been around since the Great Depression. He's also seen World War II. He's also seen Kennedy's assassination. All those
And at
things.
the time, the Democrats were in control, and the Democrats at the time were exactly the party that you're talking about. Would you agree with that?
Well, suffice to say, People can have
I
their
mean,
opinions. I mean,
the
I'm just speaking
Democrats,
my
they were the
thought.
party of hatred and things like that in the 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, and going on further back.
Yes. Who do you think founded the KKK? The
Exactly, the
Democrats,
Democrats
man.
did found the KKK, and
And who was for slavery? The
exactly, and
Democrats. And I'll tell you this, Jim Crow was a
yes, they all were
Democrat too.
Democrats. And there was a point when the Republican Party rose up, and the Republican Party was the party where they was actually trying to free the slaves and such. You know, that's what.
Exactly. And look what happened.
Yes,
Civil
and that's
War.
exactly what happened. The Republicans did that, and now the Democrats still reigned supreme until roughly 1971 to 1978, I think, when it started, when it really finited. So 7 year difference. Okay, so in 7 years, all of that hatred that was in the Democratic side switched over to the Republicans, and the Republicans switched to the Democrats. And during that time, nobody knew who or what to vote for, with, or why. It was a tailspin during the 70s, which is the time period I was born. So I didn't know anything about it. My mind didn't start hearing stuff until Reagan, Republican president, and I had my beliefs about presidents at the time. But did you know that in the 70s there was a political switch of ideology and beliefs within the Democrats and Republicans?
A lot was going on in the
Yes,
70s.
that's true. But did you know that everything that was with the Democrats moved over to the Republicans, and everything that was in the Republican area moved over to the Democrats?
Well, what a different decades can
Yes.
make.
So what happened was all the racists and stuff moved into the Republican area because there was far more money to have there, and everyone in the Republican area slowly moved over to the Democrat because they got tired of being inundated with the racist and the bigoted. So right now, everything that was the beginning, where the KKK and the Democrats switched. So now all of that stuff is in the Republican side. So that's what happened with the party switch in the 70s. And it continued even today. But it's not that the Democrats and Republicans are actually that different. They really aren't, and just to prove that I'm not trying to bash any Republicans and things like that, Bill Clinton was the one that initiated the three strikes rule to make sure that minorities in this country, whether Mexican or African American or anything, they would be put in prison for any tiny little misdemeanor or crime. After the third time, you go for life. That means that the prison system, the for-profit prison system, can make money off of minorities for an indefinite amount of time. And so that was a Democrat that did that. That pretty much reinstated legal slavery. You know, that's what that. That's huh?
I see. Oh, I
A
understand now.
Democrat did that, but yet the Republicans are the ones that allow the deregulation of prisons so that these things can happen. The Republicans and the Democrats both have been equally doing a disservice to the country and the people. And I don't think too many people notice that.
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
Um, Now let's move to something that is still within the people on the people's lips here, which is the border crisis. Did you support Trump when it came to the caravan, like stopping the caravan?
The caravan needed to be stopped,
Okay.
man.
Now I don't know if you noticed this, but since he mentioned it the first time, there's been three separate caravans, and not one caravan has been seen. There's been no sight of it.
Gee, I wonder
I mean, he
why.
says that they're coming, and the first time that he mentioned it, they was the first one was coming from Brazil. They hadn't even got to Central America yet, let alone Mexico. So, how would you explain, the caravan that he says is there and armed and dangerous and trying to kill people in the U.S., but was never seen? How would you explain that?
Well, that's simple. They probably got stopped, They probably got told to turn their fucking asses around.
Oh,
Excuse my language.
you can fucking curse up here all you fucking want. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Oh, fucking
But
yeah. They told their sorry, filthy South American asses to turn the
I
fuck
have a
around.
question. Do you condone the rape of young children?
I do not like
Okay,
it.
the border wall, the ICE, they are Trump's team. He put them there to protect the United States from anyone trying to cross the border. This team has captured people of all ages and has not only separated the families, but in one instant that is very much public knowledge, a 6-year-old girl was molested and raped by one of the ICE detainers. And to play it off, they forced her to sign her name, but she couldn't spell her name. She couldn't speak English. So all she could do was write the letter D, and a very poor looking D at that. And it was and she was signing letters saying that it's her fault that she was raped because she didn't push the guy away or tell him no. And this is on Trump's watch, and this is his selected team. So could you explain that?
How the hell will you explain that, man?
I mean, this is what, and Trump said it's okay. So, I mean, and you are a Trump supporter, so I'm just wondering if, so I'm giving you, I'm going to let you explain any way you need to or whatnot. It does, just.
ICE is just doing their job. They're trying to keep illegals from coming into this country and stealing our jobs.
Okay, on the jobs, and they are, I guess they're illegal. I guess they're illegal because I really don't know exactly how they're illegal. I keep trying to wrap my mind around it. Maybe you could explain how they are illegal.
They didn't fill out the paperwork. They didn't go through, how can I put this, like the documentation or how to become illegal.
Well, okay. Now, I do not thoroughly know how to work the whole immigration thing. That's way above my area. But in general, what I've been hearing when it comes to left and right news media is that the only way that one can get papers done is to come to the United States first. So in order to do that, they have to come here into the U.S. and then get papers filed. And then if they're accepted, then they have to go through another process. But if rejected, they get sent back across the border. So don't you think it blocks the legal system, to push them away before they can even sign papers?
Hey, man, look, the way I see it, I mean, if you're going to be a citizen, you come in the legal way. Otherwise, out of the country you go.
The legal way is to come into the country, sign papers, and either be accepted or rejected. They are trying the legal way. So how is that, how do you get past that?
Well, how can you? I mean, that's our legal system.
I guess it's like getting a car. You can't buy a car unless you have insurance, but you can't get the insurance unless you have a car. So you're going to have to break the law in order to become lawful in the first place. Have you gone through that before?
No, I have not gone through that.
Did you get on someone else's insurance and then they buy the car, your name gets put on it, and then you're all legal?
I don't even drive, man.
I've got a driver's license. Do you have a driver's license?
A non-driver's
You got a
ID.
driver's ID, but not the license. Okay, all right.
Correct.
So you don't drive. Okay, yeah, but yeah, that's how that is here. It's annoying. It took a while to get a driver's license. It took quite a while. Um, okay, so after you've become, I guess, really stalwart in being a Republican, is there any part of you that questions if being a Republican is the right thing?
Nope.
So no question at all.
I mean, no question. I'm ashamed of what the Democrats have become. I'm ashamed of the fact that they are mostly become corrupt, race baiters.
Well, okay, race baiters. What about the Republicans? The ones that, okay, how do you feel about the Nazis?
They were leftists and
They
they were
they can't be
socialists.
leftists because they all support Donald Trump.
How can Nazis support Donald Trump? The Nazis were socialists.
Hitler's Nazis were in that area of socialist, but that's what's said. It's not exactly what the practice was, and maybe socialists had a different connotation back then. That
Oh, I
was,
don't believe that.
but
They
that
were
was.
socialists. I mean, look at them. Look at the unhinged mob. Does that not look similar to the brown shirts?
I can be honest with you. I've never met a Nazi. I've never met one, and from what I've seen on TV, Hitler's Nazis. I mean, they was supposed to be the white Aryan nation. It was supposed to be, he propagated and propped up that there was, if you're white and you have blue eyes, blonde hair, then you were the upper class, you were the best, and you have to protect your heritage. While all the while Hitler, brown eyes and black hair, which was a contradiction in of itself. So now we fast forward to here, and there were no Nazis. There were none. And then now you can blame the Democrats if you wish. You probably will. There was a
You're damn fucking right, I will.
when Barack Obama was elected, before he could even talk about any bills or laws or anything, the Tea Party rose up against him, and white nationalists began their verbal assaults against him and his family. Now, do you find it just to start being racist against someone that hasn't even done anything to anyone? And might I add, you're talking to somebody that doesn't like Obama.
I don't like him too. Look how many people he deported under his
Way
presidency. And that picture, and that picture, and that picture of the kid with the cage, that was during the Obama era. That was from
the
2014.
the Mexican girl that was raped, that was last year. That was last year under Trump's guidance.
Oh, that was under Trump. I didn't.
And Obama did immigrate way more. He deported way more than anyone in history. I mean, Obama broke the record and made a new mold with how many people he deported. Um, Donald Trump, not exactly there, but he's not deporting nearly as many as Obama, and I don't think he ever could, honestly. But when it comes to abusing the immigrants, it seems like he's going to break the mold on that in terms of Obama only. What are your thoughts about that?
Wait, about what?
Trump's regime abusing immigrants.
Hey, Trump's our president, whether you like it or not. He's trying to make this country great again, whether the left likes it or not.
Okay, I want to ask you something. Are you right now playing a character, or are you being real with me?
Uh,
Okay.
I'm being real. Hey, I know when shit stinks, you know?
Okay, so I'd like to know, when was America great?
When was it great? That's easy. That was when Reagan was president.
And what about Reagan's presidency made it great?
He made Soviet Russia cave, slowly but surely.
How does that help America?
Helps? How'd that help? We stand up to those fucking commies, and you
Okay,
know
we
it.
stood up to them, and we reneged on our World War II promise to help them rebuild. So they have a lot of reasons to be upset with us. But under Reagan, I can't see how anything he did overseas helped anyone over here. That's what I'm asking. How did what he did over there help anyone here? Because people here measure things on, can they pay their bills? Can they feed their family? Do they have a job and whatnot? And if what Reagan did made America great, it seems that under multiple Republican rule, it's gotten worse and worse. So, and I would like to know, how do you explain that? Because Republicans have dominated the presidency and in the Senate scene for quite some time, and it's only gotten worse. And the Democrats haven't even done anything to stop them at all.
I mean, look at the Democrats. Look at Europe. Look what they have. We got a retarded communist girl, AOC. We got 2 terrorists, a fake black. We got Elijah Cummings, who looks like Don Rickles with a mental disorder. Kamala Harris, the only reason why she's in politics is because she sucked dick for a living. And Maxine Waters, she's a demented piece of shit. Same for Nancy Pelosi. She's a poster child for schizophrenia.
I gotta ask, where are you getting all of this from? I mean, if you're just throwing out insults, okay, I get you, but it sounds like you really mean it. So where?
Yeah, I mean, look at them. Are they really gonna make America? Are they really gonna do something in this country? No, they're all taking socialist cocks up the ass, and they know it.
Actually, AOC is progressive, not socialist, and
Oh, bullshit. That's what they want you to think. Same for Bernie Sanders. I'm surprised he's still alive.
I've got a question. What makes it in your mind that the Republicans are holier than thou and the Democrats are just evil?
I mean, have you seen it? Have you been paying attention? They haven't been doing shit. They say they were gonna impeach Trump, but what's happened? Nothing. They've been trying to obstruct. They've been trying to throw in the president. They were trying to turn over an election victory, which is impossible.
It would make sense. I mean, Trump did lose the popular vote by 3 million plus people, by 3 million plus votes.
But he won.
He won because the Electoral College, and they can say, I know that my state predominantly goes Hillary, but we're going to go Donald Trump instead, which is what happened for 5 states.
Because Hillary was gonna start World War III, and you know it.
How do I know that?
I mean, if Hillary was president, we all think about what could happen. She would let all these feminazis, these libtards, these social justice warriors start censoring everything and take away our First Amendment right.
To be fair, you're calling them libtards. I don't see how that's going to prove anything. I mean, I could call everyone that's red a Republican. I don't see how it hurts. I don't see how it changes any minds. It just seems like it would only stoke some anger. So I don't see the point in doing that.
And they're probably going to take this out of context anyway.
I'm giving you full to say what you got to say. You know, I'm going to leave everything in. Nothing gets edited. You know, as soon as we're done, I'm going to, just go to my channel and upload it, because I don't like to do editing too much anyway. So it's going to, you can explain yourself fully. You know, why would you be so harsh on the Democrats and have a lot of belief, but you're not saying anything that supports your belief?
Come on, America knows it, that they're all corrupt, those Democrats.
Well, Pelosi, Clinton, yeah, they are. Yeah, Booker, Harris, they are very corrupt. Yes, they take corporate money. They take big donor money, lobbyist money. Pretty much they're doing the same game plan that the Republicans do. They take the big. I mean, well, think about this. Okay, Michigan, that's a red state. Okay, and the Republicans, not the Democrats, not the progressives, but the Republicans allowed them to deregulate themselves so they can save more money, like millions more money. And because of it, that's why Flint, Michigan has such nasty, contaminated water. And instead of cleaning it up, they tried to, the Republicans blaming it on black people.
I I wouldn't be surprised, because it's ironic that they used to treat the blacks like slaves.
And it's the Republicans that are doing this, that are allowing the deregulation of these companies. That's it's the Republicans that are legitimately sending jobs down to Mexico, over to India, and primarily in China. It's the Republicans that are sending jobs overseas. Not one Mexicans aren't coming up here and taking jobs. They can't. They make their own food trucks. They work as servers and dishwashers.
And they do a good job mowing the lawn.
Okay, that's racist. I don't see the point of that. Um,
Hey, I'm just speaking my mind.
yeah, you're almost trying to sound like somebody that wants to be hurtful. Is that the key reason you like being a Republican? Because you can just, is that a thing?
Hey, I just like to use my constitutional right of free speech, because that's what makes
Free
this country great. We have a constitution.
free speech, Constitution is only that a government body cannot silence you. They cannot block your ability to express yourself. Do you think that it's abusive to exercise free speech to say whatever hurtful thing you want to say to hurt somebody else?
Only if you're some social justice warrior cocksucker who's weak.
The Republicans made up the social justice warriors.
But look who most of them are. Most of them are Democrat supporters.
Did you know there's a progressive party? Did you know that
Yes.
the progressives do not like the Democrats?
I
Did you
don't
know the
believe that.
Democrats legitimately have done everything? They have legitimately pushed the progressives out of Democratic meetings just so they couldn't have a say.
What do you think the Democrats want to do? They want to take over that little
The
party, man.
Democrats are definitely trying to do that. So here's my quick. Have you gone to college or go to college?
I did.
College is expensive, isn't it?
Exactly. Especially
Yes.
in New York.
Now, the Republicans have allowed it to get that way, where coaches and whatnot are getting paid millions of dollars. Just millions of dollars. Not the ones that are playing the games, putting their bodies on the line, just the ones coming up with the plays and saying, go do this, and then scream and yell at them. Um, the Republicans are in charge of that. The Democrats say it's all right. We're not going to fight that because capitalism. The progressives, they're the ones that want to wipe away your college debt so you don't have to go into debt. So you can actually, any money you make goes back into society and boost the economy where you are. Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, it depends on how you see it.
I mean, you're the one that's you're the one going to college, and if you have 16 or 20 or $30,000 in college debt, and you spend your life paying that off, do you think that's a bad thing?
I don't know on that subject.
I I would urge you to look, and I know you probably hate him, although he's not an actual Democrat. But look into two people. Two people. First and foremost, Andrew Yang, and second, Bert.
That fucking
He's not
Chinese
Chinese.
communist, uh, Chinese
No,
Taiwanese same
he's
thing.
legitimately American. He's a United States citizen. He was born here.
Yeah, but we all know his parents were from
His parents
Taiwan.
could his parents could be from any place. He was born here. You know, your grandparents, maybe your parents are not from here.
My mom was born here. My dad was from Italy. He came to this country 50 years
Okay,
ago.
so in Republican rhetoric, the way Republicans talk that I keep listening to, that means you are not a U.S. citizen because you are half from here.
I was
Oh,
born
so
here.
you're born here and that's fine, but Andrew Yang is different.
He may be American, but please, what's he gonna do for this country?
You have an option. You can let the Republicans keep taxing the middle class and the poor, or you can get a progressive end that's going to that will actually have a plan, a policy to reverse that and get money into the hands of people in your and my financial bracket instead of just the billionaires getting the money and hoarding it. That's that's what the progressives would do. I mean, I'm just giving you the facts and the policies. You know, I mean, yeah, you're a Trump supporter. You call yourself a proud Trump supporter. But I'm just wondering, have you really done the research, or are you only listening to people that hate Democrats?
Hey, facts are facts, man. Whether you like it or not. They don't like to hear the
Okay,
facts.
so have you done research then? I mean, if the Democrats are the enemy, all right, and would you agree with that? They are your enemy.
Yeah, I mean, if you read these independent news sites who don't believe in the Democrats,
Independent news sites. Name two.
the Drudge Report.
That's Republican. Yeah,
Yeah,
the Drudge
so
Report is Republican. That's not independent. That's not independent. That's Republican. That means they have a clear bias. Fox News. That's Republican. They have a clear bias. So I mean, if all you get to hear is we hate the Democrats are to blame, don't you think there's a chance that you're being lied to and don't even know it?
what do you mean?
For example, if somebody, if from the time you were born, you only heard that if you eat chicken, the chicken gods will come and kill you.
That's fake
Yeah, that would
news.
be fake. Yeah, you know that. I know that. That would be fake news. The chicken gods will come kill you. But if that's all you ever heard growing up, and you've heard nothing else, and then you hear it on media that the chicken gods are killing people, don't you think that by the age of 20 or 25, you would kind of think the chicken gods are real?
Why would
Because
someone
that's all
think
they've ever
that?
heard. They don't know any other thing. It's That's kind of how indoctrination works. You repeat the same thing over and over until they have no choice but to believe it. And the ones that don't question it are the best warriors that they could have. And if you're not questioning and you're only accepting, then what are you learning?
Well, today's schools are liberal indoctrination centers.
What liberal indoctrination center do you know of?
Oh, I can think of these liberal states that are running.
Damn, headphones came out. Hold up. Okay, I think I can hear you. You there? Okay. Okay.
I'm back.
I pulled my headset out.
Oh boy.
I live in a serious red state. I live in North Carolina. I live in the heart of the Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux, right?
Really?
Ku Klux. I live in their capital state, and they are Republican. They support Trump.
Now, here's the funny thing. Now, normally I'm not too great about politics, but when you bring it up, I start getting political, you know?
Uh-huh.
But you know how politics actually does to people. It can turn normal people into animals, to be honest.
Well, you haven't been talking that kindly about Democrats and liberals in general.
Well, you wanted to make it a
It
political
is. It's an
discussion.
interview. It's a political discussion. I would like to know where these things are coming from. Pick your brain. Get to understand you more, and I'm sure others would like to hear where you're coming from and why.
Oh, I feel like they don't want to hear me, especially somebody from another wrestling company that hates me, and he knows who
Yeah,
he
I
is.
doubt he hears this, but that's a different topic, and I could explain things, but it would be best if I left that topic, alone. I think that's the best thing. Um, I I am curious though. Have you listened to any progressive media at all?
The truth is, I mostly try to ignore politics, but it's everywhere, man.
Would you listen to a show that would literally bury not just Republicans but Democrats as well? They were really down the middle.
Yeah, I guess I'm down the middle.
Would you listen to a show? Because I could recommend at least one.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can?
I listen to a lot of shows. I do, and I listen to them on and off throughout the week, every week. And if I hear the show is being very partisan, like we like Democrats, we're going to vote Democrat only, that's all we care about, I unsubscribe from them. I don't listen to that. I only listen to shows where they have no problem demonizing Republicans and Democrats that earned it, and that will give credit to Republicans and Democrats if they earn it. Those are the only ones I care to listen to.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain,
I would think that you could benefit, if anything, know your enemy. Know your enemy. Therefore, you know exactly how the battle is going to go. And if you're worried about any, because there are Republicans out there saying that there's going to be a liberal civil war, that liberals are trying to, rise up and they're going to get their guns and stuff like that. And here's the thing: they need the proof of that. And would you agree that proof is very important to any topic?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
here's my thing. I would like to send you to areas that only has proof. All right, that's what I would like. If they say something, it's the data. It's they'll quote people. They will quote them and not take them out of context. Because that's the trap when you take someone out of context.
Which, yeah.
And you was worried about that. Do you think that any point that I've taken you out of context?
No, but I think the people watching this will, or the people who comment,
They might.
will.
And for those that will comment, if you do take something out of context, then you're fucking up. All right, you know how I feel. You know what I say. If you hear something, put it in context. You can't just sit here and be like, he said the word "the," so obviously he's a Nazi. You can't do that. It doesn't. It's not fair, and it doesn't work. Would you agree with that, Nick? So
I
you have to
would.
hear the whole sentence, maybe the whole paragraph, and then judge that paragraph. That's the best way to do it. Listen, then think about it instead of just, knee jerk, jump into it and demonize somebody. You know,
That's the problem. Like people wanna jump the gun. They wanna knee jerk without hearing the whole story. They love to, start attacking things for no reason.
and you gotta have a reason for demonizing someone. You gotta listen to what they gotta say. So if they want to say something mean and nasty, but they have nothing to back it up, then okay, fine. But I would say question. Ask questions and wait for an answer. Like an interview, you ask the question, you wait for the answer, like I'm doing with you. So this
Yeah,
is me talking to my listeners. So I could lose subscribers, and it won't matter because if they don't have integrity, then I don't want them talking to me or even listening to me. That's just my take on it.
yeah. And if they don't like us, block me on YouTube, block me on Discord, block me wherever, because I won't deal with your
So
shit.
here's my thing. If you could, I will put, I'll send you links. Matter of fact, you probably heard of it. Have you heard of the show called Secular Talk?
I've heard of it.
One, he curses like a sailor, so I think you'll like that. Um,
Oh, I've heard of the show before. I'm not new to his stuff.
yes,
That Kyle kid.
that's one person I listen to. Not, I do listen to the Young Turks, but not too much.
Jerks.
Yeah, Jank, you
Oh,
people hate them.
the Young Turks. I mean, have you heard Anna Kasparian or whatever the hell that ugly thing calls herself?
Okay,
She attacking women for voting
she's
Trump.
not okay. You like you want context,
that-
correct? The reason she is against women who vote for Trump is because everything Trump has been doing has been anti-female. That's it. Nothing more or less.
I don't
Okay.
believe that.
And I understand you not believing it, but I will say this. Okay. Kavanaugh, he had rape allegations, molestation allegations.
But they were not proved.
They
And
were
here's the
not
funny thing
proved.
about
I will
that.
give you that.
When the woman, but did Christine Blasey Ford said she was afraid to fly to the Washington hearings.
Yes, she was afraid to fly. Some people don't like flying.
And what? Then how did she? Then how did she get there?
No, she could
Magic?
take a train. She could take a bus. She could drive. There's a lot of stuff. She had probably 2 or 3 weeks to get there. Don't take that much. But she got there and she was testifying, and that was in front of a lot of people that was observing her, and it's a scary situation to be there like that. And Brett Kavanaugh, if like, let's say for you, if you for example, if you want to go for a job, and you and the manager is, checking you out, and let's say he found a history where you've gotten into multiple bar fights, most likely that manager will not hire you. So, and that's because of a alleged history of bar fights. Not that you have done it, just that it's been questioning. So, Brett Kavanaugh, with a mega history of abuse and more, it just doesn't seem right to put him at all on the Supreme Court.
But now he's on
And
the
it's
Supreme
because
Court.
they ignored protocol, they ignored policy, and just pushed him right in.
It was all a smear campaign.
How do you get that?
Come on, her testimony was bullshit. Come on. Did she really knew Brett Kavanaugh in college? I don't think so.
Yeah, she knew him. He signed her yearbook. I mean, somebody signed something of yours. They know you.
But think about this. Let's think about this for a second. We don't think about this, but were the allegations real? No, they weren't.
How do you know? I mean, how do you have absolute knowledge that the allegations were false? And might I add, this is also Brett Kavanaugh's roommate and friends corroborating her story. I mean, his own friends are saying, yeah, that seems like a thing he would do. And some saying, I was there when he did it.
Wait. But I heard she also attended the University of Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken.
My woman's gone to 2 different universities.
Plus, I think she said if Trump won, she was going to move to New Zealand.
And she hasn't. But I don't see what that has to do with Kavanaugh.
It has to do with her claiming she's afraid to fly.
Yeah, I'm afraid to fly, but if it came to me dying, I'm going to get on that plane. People do some desperate things at desperate times, And she got humiliated and roasted for weeks, if not months. She got death threats. And from what I've noticed, anybody do...
Come on, people were seeing through that bullshit testimony.
Is there a possible thing? Is there anything possible that would get you to think maybe I've been wrong about what party I'm supporting?
Nope, I'm just liking to speak my mind.
Are you sure you're doing that?
This is America, isn't it?
This is. But no, I'm asking honestly, as I would anyone, and I do ask myself this, I say this to myself too. How do you know that you're speaking your mind if somebody has put all this information there for you?
People research things,
I've noticed that you don't back up your claims or your support. You don't really back it up. You have very, how can I say, cliches. You throw them out there, So I'm just wondering, are you defending where you are? Or is it possible, like so many, it's not that you don't mind changing your mind, it's that you might be afraid to change your mind.
I'm a free thinker, so.
You sure you're a free thinker? Okay.
Absolutely.
Then if you are a free thinker, then that means you may not mind changing your mind on things.
Yeah, but on certain things.
I mean, Donald Trump wanted to nuke a hurricane.
I don't know how that's possible. But I don't remember him saying that. Why can't we just nuke it?
Why can't we? And they had to tell him because it would not work and you would kill millions. And he was upset over that. I honestly think I would like for you to do this. I don't know if you will, but it would be really, really nice. I know you don't like the young turds. I know that.
Fuck them. I don't want to listen to them. I'd rather die of cancer than to listen to them.
Why?
because it's less
What
painful.
is it about the Young Turks that's angering you so much?
Come on, we all know they're
Yes.
anti-Trump. They know they hate other people like
Yes.
Steven Crowder. They hate people like Alex
Yes. Now,
Jones.
here's
They don't
my
like their
question.
attacks.
What is it of the right wing that you must defend so much?
How much are they gonna make this country great again come
But
2020?
when was it great the first time?
When was it great? Before we let that idiot Bush walk in.
Which Bush? His father? The son?
It's the sun. I mean, come on. 9/11. I think it was. I mean, sure with everything, but come on, something
I
was
agree
fishy
with
about
that.
that.
Because George W. Bush was told that there's going to be an imminent attack on American soil and where it was going to come from, but not exactly what the attack was. And he told the guy,
Plus, building number
and he told
7.
the guy, good, you told me, you've covered your ass, now leave. And I'm like, that's a red flag to me. That's a red flag.
Exactly.
Condoleezza Rice told him, hey, I got this memo. You need to look at it. It's a possible impending attack. And Bush was like, I got it. You told me. It's fine. And sent her away. He did not want to know because he wanted to have plausible deniability. That's my assumption.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on. This is George W. Bush. This is the guy who sent us on a wild goose chase, who sidetracked us to Iran when we should have went after Afghanistan in the first place.
Exactly. And now, I'll be honest, right now with Trump, we're in all these wars. And have you ever thought, like, why are we in all of these wars? Because nobody in the Middle East is trying to come over here.
You never know that.
Okay, you know what? That's a false statement of mine. I can't say no one in the Middle East is trying to come over here because some do migrate here. But they honestly, they get here, they find a consulate, they register, they do things the proper way. I don't know why it's okay for them to do it, but not people from Mexico. But all these wars happening in the Middle East, and now Trump is pulling out of Syria without letting anybody in Syria know that this is happening. Why would you think Trump would want to, cause such damage to places? Why would he want to do that?
I don't know.
I mean, you're his supporter. I would assume that you want to be up to par on his decisions and why.
Hey, I just support the guy, right?
You have to know what you're supporting, though, don't you?
I'm supporting MAGA, Make America Great Again. Even if it means nuking a country.
Okay, let's say he goes that far. He does nuke. Let's say he nukes any place in the Middle East. It doesn't matter. In all honesty, that place is going to be messed up, and the jet stream is going to carry it all the way around here to the U.S. and it's going to circle the world with nuclear fallout all over the place. That means multiple cases of cancer, and it cannot be cured. And that's just one nuke. Do you really think that's worthwhile?
I don't see that being possible. I guess it's gonna happen.
You don't want to listen to the Young Turks. You don't want to listen to. Okay, would you? And
Hey, if I don't want to listen to Young Turks, I don't want to listen to Young Turks.
you know what? That's your freedom. You don't have to listen to anybody.
Yeah, we have freedom. You know what? I don't need to listen to head down, secular talk. I listen to what I want to listen to, and then some.
So you would not listen to secular talk at all.
No, I mean we have a freedom of what we
So
can listen to.
is it that they're not really that bad? It's just that they're anti-Trump. Is that really all it is?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but
I
who
would think
knows?
you would know. You're the one that's not liking them.
Hey, I have a freedom of choice,
Yeah.
pal.
So
It's a freedom of choice, and if I don't want to listen to them, I don't want to listen to them. End the discussion.
I'm not challenging if you should or should not, if you want to or don't want to. I am in this interview asking why you don't want to. Is it because they're anti-Trump, or is it just something else?
They're anti-Trump. Come on, there are people who know it.
So if they said all the stuff that they're saying, but they were pro-Trump, you would listen to them.
Them pro-Trump, that's not gonna happen. They would never be pro.
Oh no, they never would. No, that's not gonna happen. Trump's done too many things that are not good for them to talk positive. I can't even talk positively of Trump. At first, before listening to Trump, I was like, you know what, Trump might be good. And then he decided to be with the Republican Party, and I'm thinking, why is he doing that? And he was talking very populist. He said a lot of things on his campaign trail, about lowering college debt, ending the wars, ending corruption on Capitol Hill. He spoke a lot of great things. Actually, Trump spoke as a socialist on his campaign trail. Oh, yes, he did. Trump spoke as a socialist.
Oh, shit, he
wanted to reduce student loan debts. He talked about universal health care. He talked about women's rights, being pro-choice. He talked about expanding the military as humanitarian aid to all the countries around the world. Donald Trump, he spoke as a socialist. He spoke about helping at the time, as he called, in the beginning, he talked about our friends south of the border before saying we have to close the borders. I don't know why he switched it, but he did. Trump is good at reading a room. I'm going to give him that. He can hear the sound of the crowd, know exactly what they're cheering and booing, and he'll go right with it. He's very good at that.
Yeah. He does
not care about behavior, and he definitely doesn't care about how others are. So I'm just saying, for someone that ran as such a populist and then flip-flopped and hasn't carried out anything he said, how could you support that?
Again, freedom of choice,
you got
man.
The choice. I'm just asking why.
I think he's a great president.
Okay. I guess I won't get anything out of that. It's your choice. It's what you want, and you're a Trump supporter. That's cool. So look, I'm gonna have to get up out of here. I got some wrestling to watch. Yeah.
Oh yeah, NXT.
Yeah, NXT. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching AEW.
And
I'm going to watch AEW. I'm probably going to do talking while watching it. I'll be in one of the chat rooms.
I'm interested.
Okay, because I'll be doing that. Hopefully, I'll be doing that live for YouTube. So just be talking about the matches and whatnot. So, do you have anything you would like to say in closing? Any places that you, I guess, frequent online, or you got a channel somewhere, or anything like that?
I have no further comments, Your Honor.
All right. So I guess we'll end it here. All right. So this has been CR interviews with Nick Infante, Republican supporter, staunch Republican supporter, Trump supporter, MAGA all the way for Nick Infante. All right. Thank you very much for this interview. This is my first one. As nervous as I was, I think I did all right.
I'm nervous too. I mean,
I've been.
How people? It's how when people see this interview, what are they gonna think? Like, this guy's a racist. He shouldn't be on the internet.
Well, I mean, they're gonna think that. Going into it, so I guess you can have your defense ahead of time, or listen to them, and maybe they'll say. I hope that my listeners, if they don't like anything that Nick had to say, have some constructive criticism. Not
exactly. Don't jump on my back. Don't be, oh my god, he's racist. Oh my god, he's your favorite. Oh my god, he's fucking fascist. Shut the fuck up and watch the video.
in his rude words, but freedom of speech, right?
Hell yeah.
All right, we got some wrestling to watch. We're gonna do that. Just because we're different political parties and beliefs don't mean we can't chill. That's really all that is.
Yeah. Even though I still respect him for his opinion. I mean, sure, I may be a Republican, but I can respect his opinion. And I'm sure he may not like my opinion, but he still respects me.
I'll get into that with you one day. I will definitely explain it to you, probably just private chat, but I will definitely explain to you what's going on, all right?
Okay,
all right,
fair
so
enough.
that's all. It's been almost an hour, so good long interview. Everybody, thank you for listening / watching, if you like that background, that little dark background. And see you on the next Anything I Do. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah,